Everyone has their favorite exercises, right? I'm Liebscher Bracht, and today I'll show you the exercise that is my absolute favorite for hips. And not only does this exercise make you more relaxed, but it also naturally eliminates the pain. And yes, you will get a different feeling while running if you do them regularly. We designed this hip routine in a way that the level of difficulty increases gradually, and you just go along as far as you can. And maybe a little more each time with each repetition. And for the first exercise, I am already sitting exactly like you should sit now. Sit down and then bring the knees more or less in front of the respective hip. You must then practically put one leg in front of the other. And you should switch that daily, right? I now have the right leg in front and the left one in the back. Tomorrow I would simply do it the other way around. So, you need to stabilize yourself in this position, no matter how it looks for you now, even if it is further away or if you have to take the feet further forward. Completely irrelevant. You practically stabilize the knees with your arms, reaching past them. And now it's just about pulling you forward. This is already the first exercise. You lean forward and you probably feel the stretching directly in your buttocks. And that is good because the buttocks have a lot to do with hip mobility and hip pain. You breathe in increasingly and try to come further and further with your navel forward, okay? So not necessarily rounding the torso, but increasingly coming forward with the navel. I am currently pulling myself up at the edge of the mat here, but you can also simply place your hands on the ground and pull yourself along the ground, always moving a little further forward. So, and now we bring strength into the stretching. That way we lengthen and strengthen the muscles. And indeed, you press both feet as firmly as possible down against the ground. As firmly as possible. And a little tighter. And a little bit tighter. And you let go. Take a moment and pull yourself further forward, because after tensing up, you notice that you are making a real leap. And then you can go a little further forward. Remember that the navel has to go forward. And then again, you press both feet against the ground and you increase the pressure even more and increase it a little more and a little more. Hold it, control it. It gets better every time. With each repetition of this exercise, you can target it better. Press firmly downwards, release gently, and lean a little further forward with your belly button. Then you will feel a direct pull in the buttocks. When you exhale, breathe in a little more, remembering the intensity. It should only be as high as the stretching pain can still be tolerated. So it must be just a comfortable pain. Always come a little further forward and then we slowly come out. This is, so to speak, the first preliminary exercise. In the second pre-exercise, you go into the 4-point position, make sure that your lower back is rounding, and then go down with your groins first. Go down with the groin first and then you will feel the stretch in the groin, in the hip joints, maybe even into the back. Continue to lower, but always keep a little tension in the abdominal muscles so that you can pull up your pubic bone with the abdominal muscles. This will help you get out of the hollow back position a little, and the stretch will focus more on the hip flexors, which are extremely important for hip mobility and freedom from hip pain. First, let it sink in nicely, and now you hold it still and press as hard as possible with your right knee against the ground without the pelvis lifting. Let go, sink a little deeper, and press firmly against the ground with your left knee. Let go again, sink a little deeper, and press with the right, release, deeper, press left, release, deeper, press right, release. Deeper, press to the left, relax, deeper, and pull both knees into the ground, pull harder into the ground, a little bit harder, relax again, and let yourself sink further. The groin wants to go down. Always pull the belly button slightly back, bring the groin down and slowly come up. To balance things out, let's do a quick counter movement and then we come to the main exercise and we start like this. Please take your left leg forward along the edge of the mat, bend your knee at approximately 45 degrees and step back with the other leg. If you can't do that at 45 degrees, then go a little tighter, and then you'll notice the tighter you go there, the more upright you can be, and now you'll feel the stretch in the left buttock and in the right groin. And that's the great thing about this exercise. That's why it's my favorite exercise, because you train both sides at the same time super efficiently. If this is easy for you, then you go a little higher. So those who can go even higher, go a little higher, try to straighten your back, maybe even a little higher, just try and adjust the position like that. You must reach the point when you notice, oh, now it's getting intense, you stay there and just keep stretching while we keep increasing the angle further and further. And at some point you are at 90 degrees and that is actually the standard for this exercise. But you can also go a little further and then you will notice how the stretching shifts. So different fascia muscles that are part of the buttocks and the back of the thigh are involved in the stretch, so that when you are at 90 degrees, you can stay at 90 degrees for a while and then up to 135 degrees. Also 45 degrees upwards, whether down here or on the way up here, you stretch for as long as we are stretching in this video, and try with each repetition of this routine to get a little further up. And then we slowly go out again and repeat the whole thing on the other side. Thigh parallel to the right edge of the mat, take the lower leg back, the left leg goes back, and now we do the same here. And you can start, I'll follow along, that we practically start down here, then you can go a little further up, test out how high you can go. If you are leaning far to the right, you should go down a bit so that you can stay reasonably straight until you reach 135 degrees. You can always pull yourself a little forward with this foot movement. And now you feel a pulling sensation in the right buttock area, and here too you should increase the stretch by pushing yourself more and more into the straight, i.e. vertical standing position. Seen from the side, more towards the back, and seen from the front, more towards the left. Breathe nicely and let the stretching increase gradually. Exhale a little more and always push a little further to the left. Fight for every millimeter and then slowly go out again. And now we will do a further development, so to speak, of this exercise. We return to the basic position and now lift ourselves out. Only do this if you already have control. Yes, we stand out. And now we let ourselves be pushed further into the stretch by gravity, with the hip as horizontal as possible. Yes, Gravity is practically pushing the pelvis down now, and it is pulling again in the same places as before, on the left side of the buttocks, on the outside of the thigh. Depending on where your shortenings are, and on the right side in the groin, maybe even a little into the back. And always let it sink further down. And now we will also incorporate our strength training. You press the left foot and the right knee as tightly as possible against the ground. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And relax and go a little deeper. And again, you are pressing against the ground again. Press harder against the ground, the left foot and the right knee. Relax and go a little deeper. And again, press loose deeper. Press loose deeper. Press loose deeper. And wait a moment until the tissue catches up. Breathe in deeply, breathe out deeply. And again, build up pressure. Loosen up, go deeper. Press, release deeper. Press, release deeper. And then slowly go out. Bring the back leg forward. Just to balance things out a little bit. Move a little freely. And with the right leg forward. Take the left leg backwards. You can always pull yourself a little further back. And also come up here. And let yourself be pushed into the stretch by gravity. Breathe beautifully. And wait for the tissues to gradually give in. Make sure that the pelvis is as horizontal as possible. And we start by pressing with the right foot and the left knee against the ground. Relax and go a little deeper. And again, right foot, left knee. Loosen up and go deeper. And press again and bring in strength. Relax and go deeper. And we push and push more. And press even more. And a little more. And let go very carefully, millimeter by millimeter. You notice how intense that is. A little deeper. And press again, release gently. Deep press, loose. Deep press, loose. Deep press, loose. Deeper. Breathe beautifully. And once again, with all your strength, press down. Press even more firmly. Left knee, right foot. Want to go into the ground. Even more, even more, even more. And relax again. And then slowly lower. Bring the back leg forward. That was the routine. Try to do as much as you can from this routine. And what you are not able to do today, you try again tomorrow. Do it every day, 6 days a week, and you will be pleased with what happens to your hip.